Why?
Start us off, Callum.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Castpod.
Why did he
Sorry, I
sound
didn't
like
do
that?
my vocal warm-ups yet, but today we're just doing a normal Castpod episode. Welcome back to normal Castpod. Say hello, everyone.
Quite
Hello,
a while.
Hello, everyone.
Boo, boo.
Carter didn't follow the bit. We gotta
This
kick
is
him
why
out.
we need improv classes.
Damn
What do
it.
you mean? We're funny. If we say it enough, it'll be true.
It's true.
Look,
Castpod
I'm the
cooking
funniest
coming
man
to
in
you.
America. More and more, I realize I'm just hysterical, and everybody else needs to get on my level. I'm
It's the
like
children that are
mentality.
wrong.
It's the children who are wrong.
Yeah, it's the
That's
children
the
who are
energy
wrong.
that-
All I'm saying is there's nothing more improv than sitting down to record something and being like, let's just talk, and then starting up. So
Exactly.
That's
I think
true.
we got the improv stuff nailed.
I
Personally.
do be improving.
We're certified bit benders.
For bit benders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does that mean that one of us could be the avatar and take away bit bending from somebody?
Dude, how much would that suck
Um,
for this friend group if somebody took away the ability for them to do a bit?
I'm
Oh my
taking
God.
away your bit making. No.
For good.
we just couldn't be friends with either of them anymore.
It's gonna be like that one scene from SpongeBob when Mr. Krabs thinks he's in a dream, so he spends all his money on the Krusty Krab, and then he turns off the TV, and the guy's eyes regurgitate all the stuff from the TV back, but it's gonna be all these nuts jokes and all the stupid bits that they've ever done.
That would be pretty cool. We should do that.
Yeah, I'll start training.
Who are we gonna exercise?
I feel like Joe would be a funny one.
Just make Joe super normal.
Joe's not even on the podcast. He's just like, yeah, let's just take him out.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Well, we say we're gonna play Fortnite with him, and one of us is gonna stream it, and he's just sitting
be
in the
fair-
lobby waiting, and then you just hear us crashing through. Get over here, you son of a bitch!
I don't know that Joe has too many bits that are specifically Joe, so I don't know if he would really.
I feel like it would be funnier to do like Kenny Mac and see what he
I
turns
was thinking
into
Kenny.
without
I was
bits.
thinking Kenny Mac. He was just going to become a rage monster. He would have no outlet. He wouldn't be able to say the Mario movie to de-escalate a situation, so he would just start screaming and everything.
No funny, only
Oh,
stress.
no. I was thinking he'd just turn into normal SpongeBob. He'd just be like, "Hello there."
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Wonderful weather.
Wonderful weather we're having. Okay,
See,
so
we
you
are
know.
funny. We just regurgitate SpongeBob quotes.
Yeah,
And that's
but
the funniest thing a
the
person can
height
do.
of comedy.
We've peaked. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to disband the channel now.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
gonna go
rather
start my
porn
stand-up
castellate on
career.
myself.
I'm gonna start my sit-down career.
That is
What
something
up?
that stand-up is something that I used to like when I was like a teenager because my mom used to watch it all the time.
Mhm.
And now I see it and I'm just like cringe.
Ew.
Like most all stand-up is like just maybe it's just because the humor. Like I never realized how like generational it is.
I mean, I feel like it depends on who you're watching.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like for some reason I just feel maybe it's just like who I see on like my social media algorithms, but it's always either just like extremely crude sex stuff, which can be funny if done right, but usually isn't. And then or it's something about like these damn kids or when I was your age and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god. It's like
Someone,
I'd rather just watch a YouTuber.
someone that's on my For You feed a lot recently. He's an older comedian, not like super old, but he was in like early 2000s and 90s was more of his prime, and then he had like a special or two like late early 2010s. Jonathan Panette, real big dude.
Oh yeah, I used to love him.
Yeah,
It's a shame he died, but
yeah. That's always a shame.
that's the kind of humor I like in stand up where it's like
Yeah.
the guy's poking fun at himself. It's all situational like stories.
Yeah, he's telling stories about like this dude was a monster of a human being. Like he was huge.
He was big.
And he would talk about his love of food a lot and stuff, and how he would get like kicked out of buffets. And he would be the one I saw pretty recently was he was in France filming something,
Oh yeah.
And they were talking about going to an Italian restaurant, and somebody suggests it's like, oh, why don't we just go to Italy? And he's an American, so he's just like, I don't know, flying and stuff like that. And they're just like, it's actually like a 40, yeah, it's actually like a 45-minute drive from here. And then he just goes, so I'm in the car yelling, get this thing started already.
Yeah, it's like you've been feeding me beans on toast in England, and we're 45 minutes from the motherland.
Yeah.
He's such a funny dude, and
highly recommended.
he was so great. I do have a soft spot for like that kind of comedy, like Sebastian Maniscalco is another one with that kind of stand up, like stories about like growing up and stuff, especially in like Carter in New York. But yeah,
When we were kings.
I don't know. Stand up kind of fell off for me. I'd rather watch like a documentary now. I know this probably makes me sound old as hell, but
You know,
I don't know.
it's
Comedy
funny.
documentary.
I never went
that's
to a stand-up show.
comedy is
Really?
so different for me now, though. That's the thing. Even comedy movies, I'm like, this is too. I think my attention span is just shot.
I think your humor's just broken because
Yeah,
of the
too many
memes that we
friggin'
see nowadays.
It's all the TikToks that Callum sends me on a daily basis. He's ruined my
violence in
life.
movies and sex
Don't
on
let him
TV,
tell you
that sort of
otherwise.
thing.
True.
I always knew he was a Family Guy funny moment.
No,
That's the ultimate.
comedy.
Listen. That's the ultimate goal for us. We need to be one of those
On Family
channels
Guy?
that they put. No. They put on like TikTok or Instagram, and it's just a half screen of us, and the other half is a Family Guy clip. But they mute the
Oh my
audio on
God,
the
you're
Family Guy clip.
absolutely right.
But that's like the peak. That's what we need
So
to
just
be.
bypass the gameplay, like of the mobile game, and
Or
just
we could
have
do a
two
mobile game.
separate
We could
clips
do.
with audio overlapping.
Get out of here, world.
Yeah, yes. Or we could go to Subway Surfers TikTok.
That trend. Okay, well, first, it's funny. Like, I lived in New York for so long, and yet I never went to a
Add
stand-up
one to the
show.
board.
And one to
Yep.
the clicker.
Wow. But like, I lived there. Excuse me again. Excuse me one last time. I went there so long, and yet I never went to a stand-up show. Yet I tried to do stand-up. I tried to do stand-up at the NYU talent show because, like, the NYU talent shows got like really serious. Like, a lot of famous people partook in those, and yet I think the biggest maturity for me was realizing that it's like, oh, stand-up is just not for me. That it's just not how I tell jokes.
Yeah,
Like,
it's tough.
But the Subway Surfer thing, I don't know. I try not to be like, you damn kids, get off my lawn about everything. But like, something about that is just so like, or it's a part of it because it's like Family Guy was dying. Like, the show is written in a way now that feels like the writers are begging for it to just end. Like, it's just so mean and so cruel and so miserable now. It just feels like they don't want to do it anymore. And the fact that like it's getting brought back because Gen X has the what are they X? What is it? What is it now?
Which one?
Gen Z.
The younger than us.
Gen Z.
Gen
Gen
is
Z.
younger
Gen X
than
is
us.
old. Gen X
Or
is
Gen
old
Alpha?
enough.
Yeah. No,
Or Gen Alpha,
Gen
yeah.
Alpha is after Gen Z.
Yeah.
Right. Gen X.
Yeah, like they're the
is
youngest.
Like Kevin Smith,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like they're bringing it back because they have the attention span of like goldfish. Like, I don't. And like, do you actually watch the Subway Surfer clip? Like,
Honestly,
I don't-
I do, yeah.
and like Glass Houses, I do stuff while I'm watching stuff all the time, but it's usually something I've seen more than once. Like, I don't know. I rile against like the Christopher Nolan stuff about like there's only one proper way to watch a film. You can't be distracted by the screens. Like, I usually hate
Upside
that.
down.
Yeah, but what? Yes, basically.
Yeah. Gotta be wearing a
But-
funny hat. And make a circle, not an oval. Or is this how you... Someone about sea bears. As you were saying.
But yeah, it's like
Cross
this
circle.
is the one time I get like that where I'm like, this is just noise now. It's not anything.
I agree. But yeah, I usually watch the gameplay and then just listen to the audio.
Yeah.
But to go back
Also-
to stand-up people for a second, or do you want to finish your thought?
Well, I was just going to say, it also disappoints me how many of those clips I've actually seen, like, live.
So many.
It actually kind of disgusts me.
We have to admit, all of us as a community, we've all watched a lot of Family Guy.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yes,
I'm the
have.
outlier here.
Yes,
I haven't. I really haven't. Like, as much
Yeah,
as I
but you're
joke about
built different.
That's it. I'm sending you every
built
single
different.
Family Guy clip I've ever seen.
Please don't.
You'll do it.
Can you just send me?
Just
I
lie
much
to his
prefer The
face.
Simpsons. Can you just send me The Simpsons stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just
Yeah. Simpsons.
it's just peak.
Well, that's just like having a good time for like, yeah, that's like a lot of clips of like, yeah, I'm having a great time, and then like, this is okay.
Yeah.
This is all right.
But anyway, as you were, Callum, about
Yes.
stand up.
So I've been to well, my favorite stand-up artist is Eddie Izzard, who
Oh, he's
I went
great.
to see live one time.
You saw him live?
I did
Oh
see
my
him live.
God.
He was in the U.S. in New York, I think, actually.
It's fun.
And he was so funny. He will always make me laugh. But I do agree that I think it depends on the person that you're watching, and also at what time period you're watching him. Because I remember our friend Danny out is big into stand-up.
Oh yeah.
And
stand-up guy,
like
Danny.
he's watched a lot of stand-up, and so I would watch stuff with him. And I remember we used to watch Dane Cook,
Yes.
and I thought
That's
he was the
age, Morley.
funniest guy that ever lived at the time when it was like middle school. I was like, this
Good
guy's
Lord.
so funny. He's talking about like penis and stuff. It's so funny. And now he streams Call of Duty on
Is
Twitch.
he really?
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's like what's the guy with the puppets?
Jeff Dunham.
Oh, Jeff Dunham. I used to watch
and
so
Jeff
much Jeff Dunham.
Foxworthy were like the ones in middle school. I was like, hoo.
Yeah.
I am
I'm
so glad I
so
never had a
jealous.
face like that.
I'm so jealous you got to see Eddie Izzard because, fun
He's
fact,
so
he was the
funny.
bad guy in Cars 2.
Oh, that's right.
How is
He's
that
also
a
in
fun
the-
fact that you
the
just pull out
petrol,
of
the
nowhere?
lemon guy. I remember seeing Cars 2 specifically because he was in it. Because it was right when I discovered him. I'm like, I gotta support this guy. He's dope. And because all of his humor is like historical, so it doesn't really get old. Because he's always making fun of historical events, and I just find it really funny. Or like linguistic
so
jokes.
funny. And he was in another movie too, another animated movie.
Cars 3. The car.
It was called The
Cars 3.
Wild.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, is that the one with it's like Madagascar, but
was
not?
It's like
Madagascar,
Madagascar, yeah. And he was the koala
Okay.
because he's the closest you can get to Australian, I guess.
But yeah, I figured I
Um,
would drop that Disney-esque fact for our friend Carter here.
Thanks.
Maybe
I
we should
also
do
think-
that.
Gee, thanks.
And I've seen
I think-
open mic nights as well, a few of them, and
Oh,
they're hit or
boy.
miss.
I get
I was
secondhand embarrassment, so I can't do that.
Right.
Oh, here's
Like,
I was gonna say, here's a question.
Hmm.
Do you guys think you would be able to do a quick 5?
Hmm.
So like
I've
you
thought
get
about
you
that.
get
Like
up on
5 minutes to
stage,
stand
yeah.
up?
You get 5 minutes on stage, pretty much like you get a hot second to just vamp in between acts.
Absolutely not.
I think if I had some practice, I wouldn't be like super successful, but I think I could get some laughs.
I could gut it out.
Because the whole thing
don't
is like
know.
you have to tell a funny story, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the crux. Unless you're one of those guys who there's some really funny ones. And I don't know the guy's name, but there's one guy who's like his whole thing is just saying like sentences really like monotone and just had like a really dumb ending. I wish I could think of an example right now. And it's just like,
I know who you're.
hilarious.
I know who you're talking about. Is it
Yeah.
the guy with the guitar?
I think so.
Guitar
It might
guy?
Dimitri Martin.
be
that
street
name ring a
guitar
bell?
guy. I don't know. I've only seen like clips of
He
him.
does a lot of stuff like that, but I
Yeah.
absolutely would not be able to do that. 'Cause all of my humor is based off of what other people say and misconstruing it. So
Yeah.
like, all my humor is like, I thought Callum was gonna say this crazy
Mhm.
statement that he would never say, or Carter is acting like this crazy, statement that makes no sense. I'm not
You're
funny
gonna
about
have to
myself.
be a
Funny
little
things
more
have
specific
happened to
than
me.
that.
No, yeah, I think a lot of our humor is very reactionary and like reference heavy.
I would say
Which
Carter
can
would be
work,
fine. I feel like Carter makes his own comedy. Like he just like starts rambling and funny stuff comes out. But funny things have happened to me in my life, but I'm not good at articulating them in a way that's actually engaging and entertaining. I'm only good at making
also have
fun
the
of myself or other people, which
I
is
also
not a
have
good
the
trait.
advantage of
But
a
hey,
dolphin-y voice. Like it's again, it is
dolphin-y
like the
voice.
YouTube. I think that's why I don't like stand-up because it's so much like a proto YouTube thing of like, and I've talked about this, the whole like Mr. Beast like studied YouTubers to learn that exact like cadence of like, I just filled this pool with 79 ping pong balls and then let 5 ferrets dive in. Who could guess what's going to happen next?
Why is
that real?
Well, when I say that out loud, that doesn't. I mean, it's just like a little.
They all break their legs when they change.
All of Weasel die. Well, that's why people are trying to cancel
comedy
him.
Reactionary.
Like, right? That's why people are canceling him because all those poor ferrets dived in, and didn't come back out.
They didn't have enough ping pong balls.
And then someone made a video like recounting the history of that. That was like on August 17th, 2023, Mr. Beast filled a pool with 79 ping pong balls. I completely lost the point here.
He's lost the plot, ladies and gentlemen.
Something stand up.
Talking about having a dolphin-y voice. Oh, right, because I have like a dolphin-y voice.
We don't know what he's saying anymore.
Like it's like I think 90% of it is having like a silly sounding voice, and I just sound like I've heard weaselly or dolphin-y, especially when I just go on a rant and like I can't control like pitch or tone.
I wouldn't say weaselly or dolphin-y.
That makes me think of that one famous stand-up guy who had like a stutter.
Oh yeah. I know.
Joker.
Joker had a stutter.
You see the Joker going, so Batman, there I was in Gotham. Where is anyone else from the Gotham area? Yeah.
Who else here is from Gotham?
Gotham City. Where you at?
And like the
great to be here in Gotham City. Let me hear you roar.
The bank teller he has like tied up is just quietly crying in the corner.
Yeah. It's actually not a bank. And that seems like a bit they would do in the new Harley Quinn show where he's just like, he holds up a bank and he's just like, all right, I'm practicing a stand-up. You guys are quite the captive audience.
Yuck.
And somebody does.
He does have that. He does have that energy.
Someone.
You ever dated a woman from Bloodhaven? Let me tell you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's God, I do need to watch the new season of the show. See, because like I don't know, and I can't believe I turned this into a Joker thing. But like that's what I don't like about.
You were non-prompted. You just said just like
the
Joker,
Joaquin,
so
like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. The problem is like his whole stand-up bit just doesn't track. Like one, it's like why are they filming it like TMZ? It's the 80s. How many people have VHS tape? Like how many people have recording software? Like two, like this is like when fucking like Rodney Dangerfield is going like I can't get no respect. Like people aren't ready for cringe like they haven't evolved to understand cringe comedy. This is like Tiny Tim Weirdo just starts cackling on stage before he reads his first note. Everyone would leave or boo or throw things at him. They wouldn't think that's entertaining. Whereas like a Harley Quinn Joker is like, oh yeah, this guy he's all bits. He just likes doing bits. He's a loud bit boy. And I'm like, yes, you guys get it. And then he becomes mayor, but still keeps the bits going.
Carter's dream in life is to act like the Joker and become mayor.
Yes. Become Mayor Joker.
I wanted to become the mayor of our town, and then I found out all you get to do is department. I'm like, well, that's kind of boring. I don't get to wear a top hat. I don't get to, like, sign anything.
I mean, you can wear a top hat.
Yeah, but it's not...
It's just not required for the job.
Yeah, I want it to be a requirement.
Yeah, that's the point. If it's not it's not like anyone can just wield a sword.
If I don't wear a top hat for every day of my term,
like Thomas, anyone can just wield a sword, but unless you found it in like a shallow pool of water, and like it was handed to you by some kind of ethereal goddess, it's not cool. Then you just have a sword. You don't. It wasn't chosen. It wasn't like a responsibility.
Well,
mad
you've
you call
been
me
studying the
Thomas.
comedy. I've been studying the blade.
I'm mad you called me Thomas like you're challenging me to a duel for my family's honor. Like, why are you calling me that? You've
Okay.
never called me that in your
I
life.
do that all the time.
No,
what are
you
talking
don't.
about? I do that all the time with all of you.
The
I
one
called
that happens
Joe
most
Joseph.
is Kenny Mac.
Joe, Joseph, Kenny Mac, Kenneth, but you
Mac.
don't really call me Thomas.
I've done
I
it
don't think
at
I've
least
ever
a
heard you
few
say that.
times.
Can we get a corroboration from the other Castpod members? Has he ever called me that?
I've heard it.
Thomas Jefferson Kelly.
No, that's Aaron. That's different.
That's Aaron, yeah. No, I can confirm I have heard Carter call you Tom.
Yeah, I mean, granted, the most common
Yeah.
one is Kenneth McConnell or Mackerel, or Joseph, or where I call Sydney by her middle name for some reason, which I never did before the podcast started. But for some reason, I thought it was
Sydney
very funny
Nicole
to just
Barkley.
go, Nicole!
I do have it on my wedding spreadsheet about like the guest list. Like we have the first and last names, and Sydney's like the only one with the middle name, Sydney Nicole Barkley.
Oh, well, I fucked that up on all. Like, for some reason, NYU, click the button, has me as Carter Edward Glaze, so now every email I get, I'm an inbred like heir to some kind of horrible English fortune that probably came from like stolen mines or minerals.
You want to talk about messed up middle names?
I don't know.
Yeah, who would have the middle name Alexander?
No, come on.
What? That doesn't even. Why?
What do you mean, why?
Yeah, why do you? It sounded like his middle name is Hitler. Like, calm down.
No, it's Kevin's middle name.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
Spell it for us, Kevin.
I don't wanna.
Just check your diploma.
I can't.
Oh my god.
Can't read it.
It's just the letter J.
Kevin spelled his name wrong on school paperwork, and now it's there forever.
Yep.
Weren't you dating Molly during school? Why didn't you have her supervise it?
Because I did it before in senior year of high school.
Oh no.
And let me tell you, still haven't learned.
What a legacy.
That's actually funny. So in our supplement, that list where we're all going to college, I didn't. Well, yes, that's actually hilarious. That's actually hilarious.
It's actually hilarious.
That's one of my stand-up for Type 5.
Hey, you want to know how to spell my middle name?
He spends 1.5 minutes drawing on a chalkboard his middle name.
Alright, so here's what I thought I spelled, and here is what I spelled.
They're both spelled the same way. They're both spelled the same way.
But I lost my. Oh yeah. So according to our high school's paperwork, I'm going to Bard College still, which I was going to go to on a small lacrosse scholarship.
Oh.
I know Bard College is a real college, but let's say the minstrel come to pick up Carter for his classes. You'd be a good bard.
I mean, literally, like 90% of my D&D characters are bards. Yes, I mean, fuck. I worked at a Ren Fair for too many years.
It's your
too many
as a bard.
Years. But yeah, I wear the Bard College hoodie because I'm like, this is a bit to wear during D&D.
Keeping a hoodie for virtual D&D is hilarious.
I was gonna say we'll never see it, but now we know.
If you never told us that, we would never know.
I sincerely have worn it for at least 25% of our sessions. I mean, granted, we've done a lot of sessions now, but
yeah, we've had a lot of D&D over the years.
God knows we've been on a month and a half, and literally a single day has passed en route. I just thought about that the other day. I'm like, motherfucker, it took this long to get through a single day. And what a day it was, ladies and germs.
Sounds like a DM issue. No?
I mean, a little bit, yes. I overestimated some things. I might have gone a little overboard in other places. You guys still have to fight Darth Maul while somebody goes to shut down the battle droids.
I know his weak point.
What is it?
To the middle point of his body.
I knew you would do it.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
There's the bit.
what were we actually gonna? I mean, I guess we didn't really commit to a topic, but if you want to talk comedy,
Told you.
I would. You know, we were gonna talk about playing Overwatch for the second, or Overwatch 2 for the first time, but that is the comedy of the decade. Am I right, ladies and germs?
We weren't going to talk about that. You were going to talk about that, and you have been
Yeah.
disappointed with this since we played it on Cal's birthday.
Yeah. I
For
fought
those of
real
you who don't
hard.
know, Overwatch 2 is a
Sucks.
video game that is a sequel to the highly popular Overwatch 1, which we played a ton of, especially in
Right.
college and
Oh, yeah,
into
we
our
played a
post-college
lot of it.
years.
Well, see,
And
that's why I
it's
think I
also
wanted to
the
talk
way
about
that I
it.
met Carter and Joe and
Kevin
how this
and Cal.
basically all started.
Exactly. That's how I wanted to. Why I wanted to talk about it. It's hilarious that
However,
we all played it.
However, Overwatch 2 is a significant downgrade made by a company with extreme HR problems
Right.
and a president who's more concerned with. I sound like Carter.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's working.
Director board more concerned with making battle passes and making money off of that and selling skins for $20 and promising the story mode that was promised for a game that was worked on for 5.5 years to be the exact same game as the first one.
Terminal capitalism is the phrase I like to use, Tom.
Okay, yeah, but that's the problem. It's like people look at games like that are like gaming's dead, but like it's really not. It's just that
Yeah,
that
gaming's never been better, honestly, in a lot of respects.
Yeah, ever heard
Yeah.
of Flappy Bird?
Ever heard of
Mm.
Planet Zoo?
ever heard of Five
Well-
Nights at Freddy?
Nights at Freddy's.
But anyway, yes, we played Overwatch. Oh, Carter wants to talk about it.
There, we said it. No,
He's been
no,
playing
you guys are
Overwatch.
gonna be.
Don't let him
stupid.
trick you into Don't let him trick you into thinking he doesn't like it. He's been playing it ever since.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people don't like, but they keep doing smoking cigarettes.
You're telling me you got addicted to Overwatch 2 after playing it for 2 hours?
No, I'm just addicted to Overwatch in general.
Yeah, he was just waiting for the excuse.
Yeah.
If he was truly addicted, would he really wait?
Well, yeah,
He's
because
been
I was
playing
off the
Overwatch since he got
wagon,
back for
or I was
years.
on the wagon, and then I went out to the pub with some
Listen,
friends,
all I'm
and now I'm
saying
off the
is-
wagon again.
On PS4, Carter has himself set to not show that he's online or what he's playing, so he could have been playing this game for years, and we have no idea.
Maybe I was playing Doki Doki Literature Club, and I just didn't want to get
That
engaged.
honestly would be more brand for you.
No, I don't. I actually don't like horror that much. It's scary.
Yeah, but it doesn't look
Spooky.
horror from the outset.
Well, fair.
I would
But-
play it if it was just horror, but the fact that I have to, it's like a conversation simulator, I can't do it. I just get so
That is
bored with
That's
that kind of
too
gameplay.
much reading for me.
Well, see,
yeah,
that's not that surprising, Kevin. Like that's actually
I
very
often
on
do
brand.
not care about the story in games. I'm usually there for the gameplay.
Well, see,
You mean like
I mean,
that
there
doesn't surprise me.
there are exceptions, like really well-made games, like I don't know,
Quick
Like,
name again.
like all right, Ghost of Tsushima, right? That's one of my favorite games ever made, and it has an incredible story. But I almost like it specifically for the gameplay aspect and the aesthetic
Mhm.
more than the main story. Like I found myself going to side quests and stuff more than taking on the main quest just because the vibe was so cool.
I'd
But,
rather
like,
have
even,
Red
like-
Dead, or specifically Red Dead 2.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like Elden Ring. Elden Ring is like this fantastic game. I played it, I completed it, I did all the endings, whatever. I still don't know what the hell is happening. I have a
Yeah.
vague idea, but I'm not like reading the lore books or like actually listening to the bosses when I fight them. I just like the challenge.
Yeah, for
from
me,
soft games, you just kind of fight people, and that's about it. Maybe later you look up a YouTube video that explains the lore in 5 minutes.
yeah,
Playing the
I
lore of this
mean,
game I already beat.
for me, it's more like I'm interested in games that do cool stuff with, like, you know, because, like, I'm like, could you have told this in a book, or could it only been told in video game format? And I really like games like that. Like, obviously, Undertale's the OG, or like one of the go-to examples. BioShock games, I think, are really dependent on interactivity. And even something like God of War, I would say, like, a lot of like its narrative heft comes from the interactivity elements, even if it's like a very cinematically told story, as it were. And like obviously, Naughty Dog like dangerously bounces that line, which is why I feel like there was so much obsession with making an Uncharted movie, even though it didn't work out so good. Like because it's like, oh, it's so cinematic, and I'm like,
Sounds
yeah,
like
but like
Kevin Soul.
Sorry, Kevin. I know that's like a cursed word for you.
I have gone out of my way to not just block it on my accounts for everything, but block it on Molly's accounts, and I might have gone into family members' accounts too to block it to prevent it from being seen.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad. I mean, it sucks.
I like the idea that you think that I know why you did it, but it sounds like you think that when you turn on Hulu, it's just gonna start playing the movie without you choosing. It's like you're watching it.
No, I don't even get to not even have it recommended as a possible watching option. Like,
I got you.
You
don't want that insult.
I don't want that filth on my screen.
Yeah, but like Naughty Dog games really straddle the line. I think Uncharted 4 and Last of Us 2 are really good in terms of like, no, it helps that you're doing these things. Like, it wouldn't be as emotionally impactful if you were just watching someone do these things. Which is why I'm a little nervous about season 2 of Last of Us. But fortunately, well, not fortunately, but at least the writer's strike is punting that down the road, so I don't have to think about it for longer. So, silver lining there, I guess.
Womp womp.
Harp with a hoop.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have work, but that's okay.
You want to trade? I'll give you my job.
Well, I have said if I don't hear back from the Austin Film Festival, I'm like, well, it'll finally be time to put on my big boy pants and work at a place.
Let me talk to Austin.
Austin.
I talk to him every day.
Who's Austin?
Put him on the horn.
Get this Austin guy.
The horn.
Yeah.
We had an Austin.
Did you not hear me say that all the time,
last
Tom?
week, and you say it, but Callum saying it makes me feel like he's like, I don't know.
I love saying
going through a midlife crisis.
I love saying on the horn.
Oh, emphatically he is, but well, we know an Austin, and I don't think he has any authority in this field.
I don't know what he's up to.
So all I'm saying is Austin's in Texas, Callum's in Texas.
It's like right next door. If it were right next door.
If it were not like 10 hours away.
Yeah.
You're dumb.
But all I'm saying is that, like, imagine having a Texan recommend a film for you as a film festival. Like, they're like, oh, who's this Carter guy? Let me see what he's written. And then a full-blooded, definitely didn't move there 2 years ago, Texan calls you and is like, hey, this guy's really good, partner. And then you just get it. And that's how it works.
That's how
networking has been explained to me. So...
And then in the background, you hear, like, nay. Oh, settle down, sugarcane.
Sugarcane.
Yeah.
But you were saying that you would turn into a horse.
Yes, and
it's very I'm working on that script. Don't you worry. That one stays in house.
Carter's furry fanfic incoming.
You ever seen Home on the Range?
No, don't put those words in my mouth.
We have to. Sorry, that reminded me. Tom starting that sentence reminded me of. We still have to record us performing Soul Scouts.
Oh shit! You're right.
I've been waiting. Do you know how many voices I have in my arsenal?
3.
Too many.
At least 2.
Every time I think he's run out, he always has something else.
Yeah.
Do you want any of your characters to sound like Carl Weezer?
Yeah, Jimmy's mom.
It alarms me that like. It's alarming that one of the iconic things you can say as Carl Weezer is Jimmy's mom.
Yeah.
Jimmy's mom.
Well, yeah, because
it's weird, isn't it?
Carl Weezer, you are certifiably out of pocket, my guy.
I was more of a Sheen fan myself.
Yes, Planet Sheen.
No, no.
Okay, can I just...
No,
I've
no.
gone on this rant before, but can I get it on the record?
I don't think it's been
Planet-
recorded, so go for it.
Planet Sheen always annoys me because it's like the setup for the series, the setup for this spin-off that they decided they needed, because, my God, there's some periods where Nickelodeon's really out of ideas.
Yeah.
He's like fiddling around with one of Jamie's rockets and gets shot into the stratosphere, and he never comes home. Like he's gone. This child is gone. His parents have to have a closed casket because there's no body, because they can't find a body. Like, the feds are going to kick down Jimmy's door and take all of his stuff because he killed someone with a spaceship. Like, for some reason as a kid, that always annoyed me, where I'm like, well, what the hell is everyone on Earth doing? Their friend is gone. They can't find him.
Well, remember,
Because
time
Jimmy-
works differently in space, and so you would one day...
No,
Here.
space is not Narnia.
No,
because Interstellar told me that 1 month, 1 year on,
1 year on space
Nope.
equals 1 month on space.
You can't just end it with You can't just say
Yes,
perchance,
and-
Callum.
Perchance.
Unfortunately, he can.
Could you imagine Interstellar and Planet Sheen crossover? Like, for
What?
one deleted scene in Interstellar, the movie's just animated, and then you just have alien Carl and regular Sheen just like hanging out.
What's wild is Christopher
Would be pretty
Nolan
funny.
seems to know pop culture. He referenced that one of his actors was Roderick in Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He goes like, yeah, Roderick rules. What can I say? And I'm like, that's hilarious that Christopher Nolan just has that reference in his back pocket that he can throw at someone.
Do you think if Christopher Nolan made Planet Sheen, it would have been good?
It would have been edgier.
Partner, you're asking questions you don't want the answer to.
What if we took famous producers making really artsy-fartsy films and made them make, like, spin-off Nickelodeon shows?
Oh my gosh.
I would pay actual money to see Quentin Tarantino make a Dobby from Thornberry's show.
Oh my god.
See, unfortunately, like, that just, like, I like that idea and premise, but then it just turns into that annoying AI art trend that they did with, like, Wes Anderson.
Hmm. I'm trying to think of spin-off shows now.
Like,
Are you trying to
just
think of ones that
making
already
one,
exist,
or
or
No, just like ones that exist, but then I guess we could make up our own.
can I get a not a Martin Scorsese, an M. Night Shyamalan version of Big Time Rush?
oh my! Listen, he's
It's
already
just
ruined
following
Avatar. How
Carl.
many more Nickelodeon things do you want him to ruin?
I don't even know where he'd begin. Because, my God, his last couple films have been bleak and depressing. That Beach That Makes You Old, what it really makes you is sad. That
Big
Cabin in
Time
the Woods.
Lush.
That Cabin in the Woods makes you kind of want to die.
I enjoyed that film.
Oh, no, they're all great.
Big
He's a
Time Rush,
pocket
the
right
movie
now.
where they're in England.
I enjoyed that film.
Was that like a tie-in with One Direction? What show? No, it was Victorious, that right? No. It was iCarly.
No, it was iCarly had
iCarly
plain
had
white
plain
tees.
white tees.
And One Direction.
Did they really?
Yeah, they had One
Wow.
Yeah.
Look how forgetful they are. I remember plain white tees.
They went the One Direction in and One Direction out of my mind.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
One,
saying.
One Direction was after the Prime.
That makes sense.
Rhymes.
See, that's why I'm thinking of spin-offs,
Getting out
because
this
there
time,
was
like One
Sam and
Direction.
Cat. Like, most
Oh,
of the
Sam and
spin-offs feel
Cat,
like they were live
yeah.
action.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was before
Yeah.
Ariana Grande became an international superstar.
Yeah, it was either that or they do Gibby, which they did end up filming. There was a rumor that it was just a script, but like there's now visual evidence that they like actually filmed it. That's where I get my weird reference of like, you were supposed to put sunscreen on on those kids and inflate those basketballs. Yeah. Well, look at these basketballs have sunscreen on them, and then apparently two kids with like balloons under their shirts are like, "Oh, so much pressure," and I'm like, "Oh no."
That's
That's
Well, I
Showtime.
watched a video about the guy who played Gibby, and he was like severely bullied for his role on the show, and like kind of screwed
Oh,
over
yeah.
by production. So like, I
And he
don't
played a
blame
lot
him
of
for not
Overwatch.
doing it.
To
That
bring it
poor
back.
soul. That
Bring
poor
it back.
soul.
Life,
drove
death,
himself further
Overwatch.
into
It's all a
ditch.
part of a cycle.
There's like a
You know?
Maybe this
famous clip of
$20
him.
tracer skin will help me.
There's like this clip of him at some expo or something, some con, and he's just like, I like being plowed in the behind when I play Overwatch. It's like,
You made that up.
What?
No
and I
way.
swear to God, I will find it.
There is no
That's
human being who would
incredible.
ever say something like that
I'm
ever.
literally gonna find it right now. Vamp for
You
me.
would absolutely say that. You probably have said some variation of that.
No. I mean, maybe.
Yes. Yeah,
I
so
would
you can
I'm
tell
a
he
gen-
has because he immediately folded.
I'm a gentleman of the Ivy League. I do not use that kind of language.
You're an Ivy League scholar.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Well, if I went to Columbia, I would have been, but
I found
I
it.
wonder how your Ivy League colleagues would feel about your views on things.
yeah, you're right. They're all yuppies. Yeah, I wouldn't
You're
have made a lot
yuppies.
of friends at an Ivy League, let me tell you.
I would have been full of.
I'm not watching that right now. We're recording, but I will watch it afterward.
No, I want your live reaction. Everybody, we're watching. We're watching a YouTube video.
Is this the best or worst episode we've ever
That's
done? I like that we came
Wait,
in
are
with
we
all of these.
actually watching it?
I'm
It's
not
called "What's
watching it.
Gibby
Yeah.
Thinking About," and it's the little song that says "What's Gibby Thinking About," and then it's the clip of him talking about Overwatch and getting plowed in the butt.
I love that we had a brainstorming session yesterday where we mapped out all of these series ideas
No.
or specific topic ideas, and then we just
we didn't think
came
of
out and
anything
laid this
for the-
wet fart.
We didn't think of anything for the regular show. Well,
This
there
is
was
peak content.
there was the idea I had.
Oh no!
What?
Sorry, I
watching.
just listened to it.
No, there was
Pardon?
the idea about us going back in time. And when I say going back in time, I mean looking at old episode ideas and trying to and just revamping them. Because now we have 2 more people.
That's true. We get more stories, more quips,
More stories, more ideas, more quips.
better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John.
I mean, I'd like to think between the 4 of us, one of us could make a half decent pizza, right? Like the monkeys on the typewriters.
It was the best of times. It was the blurst
It was
of
the
times.
worst of times. You stupid monkey.
We're a hot mess, and I don't know about you guys, but I'm sober for this.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yep,
All right, cool.
We've never been
Blackout
this
Park.
funny.
you're right.
Never
this is
in our
peak.
lives.
Not once.
I have transcended. I'm a comedy demigod now.
Let us know in the comments if this is the funniest podcast you've ever seen.
That's if this
I was
is
gonna
the
say-
light.
We will not be taking no for an answer. We will delete your comment if you say no.
Yeah, we
That's
will
true.
be very toxic.
Flash forward to me being the only comment saying, "Wow, so funny, LOL."
Heart.
Oh, no.
Flappy face. Sideways flappy face.
We're a mess.
Yeah, but it's a funny
I'm-
mess, so it's okay.
Yeah, so it's legal.
Well,
Oh God, what is he doing?
what is who doing?
I thought Callum said, "Hold on."
All right, well, let's just go through our list of ideas here. Like,
Oh my god, he's got a
let me-
page.
Why is
He's
there
got the paper.
let me flip through the script real quick to find one of our topics.
I'll
Dude,
karate
this-
chop you in between the eyes.
I want to know where this goes.
Why in between the eyes specifically?
Here it is.
I feel like it would hurt most there.
So, who do you guys like?
Oh my god.
He set it up for that.
Oh my god.
I
He went and got a notebook just to say that.
I don't know.
Like or like?
like.
Oh. I don't know. You have to pick a color and then a number, and I'll tell you.
This is where I retire.
No, you got a full one
I
right now.
think
You got a full one of those puzzle
I
boxes.
think we've reached peak content, and I
Is that
can't
the
do any
sentence
better.
You want to use? peak.
Yes. There's no way I can do better than this. So, yeah.
I feel like we've wasted everyone's time enough. Callum, send us home.
Listen, I think that they enjoyed it probably, maybe. Who knows?
Let us know in the
Someone might.
comments. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. I mean, let us know if you want more episodes like this. I think it's going to be a resounding no, but let us know anyway.
It'll be a resounding no.
We have fun here, and I hope you do too. So check out our other channels. Check out each individual Twitch channel as shown on the screen, and we will be back with more content just as funny, if not more. Bye-bye.
You're raising the bar really high.
We're only going up from here.
It's the bottom.